Over the past couple of weeks, the Fortnite community has been at war with Nick A30 and his opinions on Shockwaves. And now that the topic is a bit more resolved, it's time to answer the question, did Nick A30 vault Shockwaves? On December 2nd, 2025, around 8 a.m., Nick took to Twitter and stated, "Unpopular opinion, vault Shockwaves at Fortnite. Everyone you fight always has 67 Shockwaves, which is not fun to fight. Also makes other mobility items redundant since Shockwaves are too good." Ignoring the 6-7 joke, a couple hours later, Nick clarified by saying, "Shockwaves make good plays feel unrewarded. You get high ground, enemy Shockwaves up. You full box someone, enemy Shockwaves out. You rotate early, enemy comes Shockwaving in." Then continues to compare Shockwaves now to shields back when OG Fortnite came back, stating, "OG was way more fun and rewarded strategy instead of reckless W King." Replying to that same tweet, he stated some changes he wanted to make to Shockwaves. Quote, "Enable fall damage with Shockwaves, make Shockwaves unable to go through builds/structures, and lower the amount of Shockwaves that drop in Chapter 7, which is a very important point that I'll explain soon. But most people said it just makes more sense to unvault impulse grenades. For now, this argument was laid to rest. It wasn't until 2 days later, on December 5th, that Fortnite would make a statement. In the patch notes, they stated they've slightly reduced availability of Shockwaves. Of course, Nick A30 replied saying, "Now these are some good changes." 2 days after this, Nick tweeted again saying, "Epic supposedly reduced Shockwave availability, but I'm not the reason. Epic is no doubt playtesting, looking at analytics, and understanding player sentiment. But if we look at the players who replied to this tweet, their opinion is clear." On January 7th, 2026, in a different conversation with Replays, Nick stated, "I love Fortnite by the way, and I won't stop playing it. Just giving my thoughts on why I think Fortnite viewership is down for creators relating specifically to live streams and long-form content. No doubt it's still one of the most popular games in the world with millions playing every day. This could also be true of Nick's thoughts on Shockwaves." It wasn't until January 9th, update version 39.20, that Fortnite completely vaulted Shockwaves. Over time, the community had no one else to blame except Nick A30. He was the one advocating for Shockwaves to be vaulted, and now they are. Now the community is begging for them to come back, and Fortnite announced that it will return for its Valentine's Day updates. But on January 11th, a username @Crockwing stated, "The new Battle Royale director only considered Nick's opinion and not the players, especially those who play zero build mode." That same director came out and stated, "This is fundamentally not the case. The team came to their own conclusions and don't make decisions unilaterally based on a single opinion. The start of Season 1 had a combat fleeing issue that could spoil engagements. The team felt this needed a meta change, and I support intentional experimentation. If we're being honest with ourselves, as much as we all love Shockwaves, is it actually skillful to just throw one at your feet and immediately be able to escape an engagement? We shouldn't tolerate targeting individual members of the community or the team, so keep this constructive dialogue going. Please stay respectful. No one person changes Fortnite. It's always a team and a community effort." Nick, continuing the conversation, said, "Appreciate the open dialogue. In my opinion, Battle Royale pacing should not be as fast as Reload or Blitz. You're not rewarded for outbuilding someone or rotating early or getting high ground. A player shockwaving changes all that. Reload feels right having shockwaves since a different skill set is on display, mostly W King. But I do think items that offer some element of randomness, like Nitro Fist or shockwaves going during enemies' builds, can be fun and satisfying. It's just having them for too long, season after season, can get repetitive." In conclusion, although Nick A30 advocated for Shockwaves to get removed the most, it was inevitably Fortnite's decision to remove them. As Ted Timmons said, "No one person changes Fortnite. It's a community effort, and the game can change aspects to fit our needs. Nick 100% influenced this, but attacking him is wrong. We should give our reasons why Shockwaves should stay instead of crying because someone has a different opinion."